Hi, good afternoon. I'm Gracemary Smulewitz from Rutgers University, and I'm going to talk about some of the practical things that we have done with usage data. So Rutgers, quickly, is a huge institution with 26 libraries on 3 campuses. And we have major research libraries, 2, one in science and one in the humanities, 6 specialized libraries, 2 undergraduate libraries that have some specialty, and on 2 other campuses, the Dana Library in Newark, which has actually a renowned Institute of Jazz Studies and the largest collection of jazz in the world. And then Camden Robeson Library in the Camden, Kansas, which is a broad liberal arts. So we're serving a very large, diverse community in collection development. Analysis has been a progressive process at Rutgers. And what I hope to explain to you today is what data are we collecting and why, how do we interpret the value of the data we collect, and how can we enhance our data? All right. Initially, we started on a very basic tool and developed it, and it turned out to be absolutely an essential part of collection development. We developed a report called Encumbered and Not Paid, and we started collecting statistics to make sensible decisions about resources and to survive, and I'm sure many of you are trying to do the same thing, a very large budget cut, very large. We began by identifying duplicate subscriptions, ceased publications that had not been recognized and they had open orders, and a myriad of other subscription irregularities. And you can imagine that there are plenty of those. A script was developed to identify subscription orders for print and electronic material that were encumbered and hadn't been paid towards the end of the fiscal year. So they were still holding that money. The first report listed well over 3,000 titles. The number has been reduced to about 1,000 at this point, but it's dynamic because things happen and titles change. Lots of things are happening, especially in the electronic world. And I failed to mention that we have 84,000 electronic subscriptions and well over 300 databases at this point. This project set the tone for much more extensive analysis. Our suspicions on this report were realized. There were 2 or more orders for the same title. Often one was print, one was electronic, but they weren't paid. All right, and this is in that encumbered and not paid project. Ceased publications with open orders, orders created, but the full acquisition process hadn't been completed and they were just sitting there, and titles not received or billed, and many, many other examples. Our first concern, obviously, was to clean up what we saw so we could release the money and use the money for something else. But we also saw this as a tool that created an investigatory culture. All right. We educated our staff as to why it was important to look at all of this in a different way. And we worked to incorporate statistics into the analysis, especially when looking at both print and electronic subscriptions for a single title. Okay, so the progression. First of all, we wanted to develop a tool to comprehensively analyze packages. We wanted to also provide more information for selectors that would enable them to compare the value of the content. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you are going through that. Our selectors felt that they were being removed from the collection development process because we were ordering things in big packages. And so we wanted to make sure that they were able to be engaged in all of this. And develop a method to analyze print usage. Okay, now that was tricky. All right, so we were in the middle of renewing a very, very large package, which will remain nameless, but didn't feel that we had ownership of that package. And by ownership, we didn't really know it well, know how it worked and anything about it, or something about it. The packages had been treated like a single line item, and so they were paid, one lump fee paid, and we would get a title list. And that was common, that's not uncommon. We decided to incorporate our fund code structure, which includes subject identity, into the package and break down the package by title and assign a fund code to each title. Add a PO to every bibliographic record of each title, and then distribute the funds, encumber all these titles in our system, and then pay per title using a spreadsheet. Actually, we could then, so that the work didn't become more cumbersome than it was before. In other words, with the breakdown, with the prices and everything, we could just process payments and process encumbrances and make changes. So it was very, very helpful to do that, because we carried out that process for every big package, or almost all packages that we had, any package or group purchase, because not everything is in a package mode. And then we gathered statistics per title for each package. And at the time, as Oliver mentioned, we were downloading the statistics individually, going to each site and pulling them down, because we found that we could do it, we had the staff to do it and we really just wanted to supplement this process. With the method that we had created of identifying all of these titles, we created a spreadsheet that lists all of our major packages by title, by fund code, purchase order, subject, cost, and usage data. And we're able to compare subjects across different packages. What constitutes what is in economics in all of our packages? What is being supplied in English in all of our packages, etc. The spreadsheet, because it was in a spreadsheet mode, we were able to filter by the different elements so that a selector had access to all titles from all packages by subject with usage and cost per use. And it was very helpful in cancellations as well as in the swapping models that many of the packages had. Swap in this title and, for equal value, things like that. So